What is going on, you guys? It's Blaze over here at the Blue Chip Athletic Club podcast. I'm coming to you live from the garage here after a little run. The body needs a little bit of post-run mobility, so I'm going to be here kind of moving around, doing things as we kind of break down today's episode for you. Oh, baby, I might make some weird faces and grunts as we kind of go along, but hopefully you guys stick with me here. I want to talk through a point that I think is really prudent for today, and that's going to be about the social media bubble, what it tends to do to the health space in particular, and then some things that I learned from kind of a 75-day hiatus from it as well. But before we get into that, real fast, you guys, we're rocking and rolling in the Blue Chip Athletic Club app. For those of you that don't know, I do a poor job at marketing it here on the podcast, but we run an app here where we do, I'll call one-on-one training, where we do nutrition coaching, one-on-one coaching, etc. for people. And then we also do kind of like a in-app community where you get access to, a ton of workouts, actually hundreds of workouts, a bunch of programs, and other things that we kind of run all the time, as well as meal planning tools, tracking metrics, you name it. We've got a lot of things in there, and are always looking to give out some subscriptions for free, as well as make sure that we're delivering the best kind of programs that we can within there. So if you're somebody who's looking to look, move, feel your best, change your health, be more athletic, maybe have less chronic pain in your lower back, whatever, hit us up, whether you do that through the website or through the podcast channel that you got. Right now, as of today is November the 7th, 2025, we're still running a free month. That's right, like $0. And then in our, I'll call like on demand, as well as, general community, where I come on and we do group community calls, etc. That's only $20 a month for you guys. Less than $1 a day is what kind of gets you in there. I assume, as we change, as we grow, as we continue to improve our processes, just like anyone in the year 2025, you start to charge more money for your service. So I think, that number's dynamic, but as of now, we're offering a free month, i.e. me putting $20 in your pocket to make you healthier in 30 days. And then it's $20 after that, less than $1 a day. So, come check us out. Let us know if you got any questions about that. But what I do want to talk about a lot is this social media thing. So, I'm going to go back to my experience doing 75 hard, or my version of 75 hard, which was 75 harder, which essentially was all the metrics of 75 hard. I may miss one here, but it's drink a gallon of water a day, 2 workouts a day, each for 45 minutes. One has to be outside, reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book. I had to drink a gallon of water in a day and take a progress photo. I think that's all of them. And in addition to that, I added on doing 75 days away from social media. I think the reason behind that, and I've talked about this briefly before, is that I felt inundated, overwhelmed, probably like a little bit like my voice had been hampered because of the saturation, one, in the health world on social media, but two, just in general, the comparison thing, the everybody, the people that get the likes and the clicks and the this and the that on social media are typically I will call like not the most natural of results. Maybe they're throwing something in their body, maybe they and there's plenty of people that do do it the right way, natural way, whatever. And they do their thing too. What I kind of started to find was that, hey, the people that I, aspired to look like or to do or to be similar to had, whether they had cut some corners, whether they had done X, Y, or Z, whatever. I just had a false sense of kind of what health looked like, or continued to kind of go down this path of like, hey, this is what it is. And when you're a coach and you're working in this space, I found that I was my entire news feed was some form of coaching material. Someone jacked posing on a cover, whatever. And that probably was something that, I took a step back and I was like, what is this relationship doing with social media because of that? Is this something that is healthy for me? Is this something that is helping me be better as a coach, be better in life, et cetera? It's not just all puppies and, military welcome home videos that was showing up on my feed. So I decided that, hey, I was going to take 75 days away, one, to prove to myself that I could do it. Because, a lot of times people are addicted to social media, where they're addicted to drinking or dipping or whatever. And if you were like, hey, take 75 days away from that, people would, stop and be like, I don't think I could do that. Or they'll say, oh, I could quit at any time. But, have you done that? Have you given that a shot? Oh, and 75 hard also is no alcohol or cheat meals, and you got to stick to a diet, which again, if you went your adult life and, similar to me up until probably the year 2023, 2024, where you did not take a break from drinking for, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you didn't give it a shot. You could argue that it's something that you do because you want to, because it's fun, because it's social. But, if you're the type of person that can't go into a social setting and say no to a drink or do that or practice that, like I was, then I thought that was super helpful as well. So another kind of backstory as to why I did the 75 hard challenge, or attempted it and then finally completed it after 4 tries. But in regards to the social media bubble, like thinking about like, what is it doing for you? And I think the news, social media, and all these things kind of fall, I'll say, into the same bucket of like, I don't necessarily think that humans were made to have the access to information that we have. Hunter-gatherer tribes. I think I've read some statistics pretty recently that are like, hey, the people in general were supposed to have like 100 or so interactions with others, or 100 or so relationships with others, and that was their kind of in crowd, and everyone else was part of like the out crowd. So we today have access to so many people, so much information, news sources, whatever the case may be. And you're getting news or information from everywhere, from social media, from maybe you're a Twitter or X user, maybe you're a Fox News person, whatever, and you're getting, terrible news like the poor UPS plane crash in Kentucky that happened this week, or you're getting the information of, X, Y, or Z global crisis in this other country. Now, I'm not to say that like it's not good to be informed. I think it is good to be informed. But the other piece that I think is like important to realize is like, what can you or me do about those things in my current situation? Is watching that going to have me rally to go and join in some international affair, or change my career progression, or move places? And for the most part, like I would say 99.9% of people are probably not going to do that. You're probably going to continue in your life and just be affected in some way, shape, or form by the news that you just received, and probably not in a positive way. So I found, like, hey, there'll probably be some people that are like, hey, you don't watch the news, that's pretty privileged of you, or you took some time off social media or whatever, that's a privileged thing for you to do. And you may have a point, you may have a reason behind that, and that's something that's probably valid for your life and your experience. What I do want to point out though is like, again, what in it has helped develop a change for you, your life, or your family, or the people that you can inherently touch, and what is in your, I'll call, sphere of control. The small number of people that you have access to every day. And I think, you talk about like a generation or a group of people who like maybe had it right. And like, dude, think about like our grandparents or great grandparents. I was born in 1995. I'm 30 this year. And the people born, in the 50s, 40s through, I'll call like 70s, 80s, where we didn't have the crazy phone era, the communication and information that we have maybe wasn't exactly the same. I think more than likely, we talk a lot about mental health crisis and all these other things. Like, does that look different if we don't have the access to information that we have? I don't necessarily know. I don't know if the information changes in the flow of information, or we're able to just lean in more to the real relationships that we have with other people in the moment. If you're somebody who's going out to dinner like I am with my partner or friends or family, and you look around at everybody else at the table, like how many couples, people are just sitting there and camped out on a phone and not talking to one another. It just makes me think like, hey, this era of information access is so brilliant in so many ways. You can look up, hey, I have this ailment, or I'm tight in my hips. What am I supposed to do? You can Google or use AI or whatever to find the answer to damn near anything. But you're also exposed to damn near everything, which also I feel like can be a huge, a huge like burden, whether that's emotionally or mentally. And then, are you willing to pour into the people that are around you that probably need you the most, instead? That part of that, 75-day hiatus is like, I wanted to take that time to really do a litmus test of like, hey, how much did I pour into my partner? How much did I pour into my life with my dog or my parents or my family? How many times did I call a friend instead of pop on a social media platform and scroll? And I do run obviously an online coaching business, and you guys probably know that are 13 minutes into this podcast episode. And people that value their health and wellness, it's probably the only reason why you listen. So probably preaching to the choir there when it comes to that stuff. But like, I took that, I'll call like business hit on the chin, because I wanted to make sure that I was good. I had the ability to do that, step away and have that kind of space for myself. And in a relatively hectic time in my life as well. So, I don't, I think we're born, for most of you guys probably listening to this, in a Western world that is, we're incredibly fortunate in the advances in technology and all these things. But, I talk about like, hey, what can you do to maybe help yourself and help the people around you and help be the happiest, healthiest, mentally aware, checked in person that you can be. And the answer might be putting your phone away for a family dinner with yours this evening. It may be not turning Fox News on at 5 a.m. and starting your day off with a plane crash on the TV or the next international fiasco, because unfortunately the news outlets are incentivized by clicks and likes and shares, and there's nothing that gets more than those than negative emotion. Take that for what it's worth. Pretty tight here from completing a little scamper and some mobility here in the garage. But again, we are looking to continue to help you guys in your health and wellness journeys. Maybe that's somebody who's struggling when it comes to information overload, like I just kind of talked about. Maybe you're somebody who's comparing yourself to somebody else on social media that you want to look like, or you're mentally not quite there in a place that you want to be, whether that's confidence wise, body image, whatever that thing looks like. So we are here to help show you guys, one, you're not alone, and two, that we've got a community of people that are also looking to grow and improve every single day, and lift each other up throughout their entire journey and experience. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And remember, you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.